Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watch One, and thanks for logging on. Today we are looking at the Cartier Roadster large stainless steel 37.5 millimeters by 43 millimeters lug to lug. This watch, like all of the watches portrayed on our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc., is available for purchase on our website, Watch You Want, for immediate delivery. So if you like the watch, check out the high-resolution images of it on our website, Watch You Want, and you might even take it home. Or, if you enjoy watching the views, reviews, and showcases on our channel, while you're at Watch You Want, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc., for daily updates, new videos, views, and reviews. Now, on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, the Roadster, in this case with the unique Las Vegas or Roulette style dial, is a perfect match. 3-link bracelet, very comfortable, polished as smooth on the back side as it is on the top side. This feels, quite honestly, like a piece of jewelry, perfectly balanced, perfectly weighted, finely finished, an ideal match for my 6 1/3 inch, 16 centimeter wrist. Now, part of the secret of the success here is that the watch really isn't that much taller than it is wide, almost a cushion case, 43 millimeters lug to lug, 37.5 millimeters wide, not including the crown swell and the crown itself. This watch has a very almost squat profile on the wrist. The other key to the fit of the watch is that it is cambered. You can see almost a tonneau case. It's also arced to conform to the curvature of the wrist. So if your wrist is between really 5 inches and 7.5 inches, the curvature of this watch and the fit is probably going to be ideal for you, just as it is for me. Now, Cartier is not just known for fine finish, but also for fine feel on the wrist. The bracelet has exceptional flexibility. There's a lot of movement and sort of built-in play that's designed into this bracelet so that it is incredibly supple on the wrist. The Cartier Roadster has sports watch credentials with 100-meter or 330-foot water resistance, but realistically Cartier knows that this is probably not going to be your beater. So they built the bracelet to have flexibility and a supple underside feel. With pre-curved links, you can see the broad channels between the links, and you can see the amount of flexibility and movement that is built in so that the bracelet can find the ideal comfortable position on your skin. Now, the underside is beautifully finished, very silky. The flanks are polished and the tops are polished with the center links brushed for nice contrast, so the finish aesthetically is as good as the finish ergonomically. Cartier does feature a superior double deployant clasp, and the nice thing about that is it makes it easier to fit the watch on a smaller wrist versus the large single swing arm deployant clasp type. If you have a smaller wrist, the double deployant is the ideal setup, and Cartier gives you a great one on the Roadster large. Now, the dial itself is possibly the most intriguing part of any Roadster, but on the so-called Roulette or Las Vegas dial, that goes double. The bottom line is, more than anything else, it's designed to evoke the look of, yes, a Roadster, most notably the Porsche 356B and 356C references from the 1950s. You'll see dashboard instruments that are very much in this style, multicolored with concentric circular calibrations. The bottom line is Cartier is true to its inspiration, and it's a fantastic look for a watch, especially one called the Roadster. Now, Cartier also eschews some of its traditional styling features on the Roadster. A product of the 2000s, it's a contemporary look, so it doesn't feature extensive guilloche. It doesn't feature stylized Roman numerals. There's no Louis Cartier secret signature at 7 o'clock, but what you get is a completely original, inspired, and sporty vision. The tank, the Curvex Cintre, the Tortue, watches like the Santos, watches like the Pasha, they have a distinctly vintage look to them, whereas the Roadster is contemporary but vintage inspired, and that's the distinction. This is definitely a 21st century sports watch for the 21st century Cartier buyer. There are also references to Cartier's history. You see the Cabochon form of the steel crown, but there's no vulnerable Cabochon jewel, as the Roadster is kind of a dual-purpose sports and formal reference. So the shape of the Cabochon, sort of a postmodernist reference to tradition without actually aping or copying tradition. And the integration of the form of the crown, the swell of the crown, and then its continuation into the crystal, Likewise, a postmodernist stylistic flourish that adds immense character to the watch, as well as functioning as a Cyclops eye magnifier for the discrete date at 3 o'clock. Everything about this watch is fun. It's youthful. It's energetic. From the stepped bezel to the beautiful contrast of the three-linked bracelet, to the seamless integration of the bracelet and the lugs, to the use of the screws binding the case as a sort of elongated styling feature, almost like Frenched taillights on a 1950s hot rod. Every element of the Roadster is consciously styled to complement the overall effect. And there are a couple of thoughtful additions. In addition to the durability of the Cabochon style crown, the fine finish and flexibility of this bracelet, there's also the quick release system for the bracelets. Now, when you think Roadster, you think convertible, and in a lot of ways, every Cartier Roadster model is convertible because there's a quick release lug system on the underside that allows you to essentially remove the lug by pulling a tab. You simply pull the tab, you pull down, and now if you want you can put the watch on an alternative bracelet or on an alternative textile or leather strap from Cartier, completely transforming the look of the watch. You can do this without the intervention of a jeweler. It snaps right back in. If you're good, in 10 seconds you can get the top down and start motoring al fresco with a strap, if you like, on the Cartier Roadster. The great thing about this watch is it's a thoughtful, versatile, innovative, and uncommon reference. The Cartier Roadster is far less commonly seen than the Tanks, than the Ballon Bleu, than the Santos models, and yet it's got a character all of its own. And as a discontinued model, it's something that not everybody can have. When you add this Roulette or Las Vegas style speedometer dial, you give it immense character that really complements the vintage auto-inspired nature, the personality of the Roadster model. In many ways, I feel like the combination of this watch in steel with this dial is what the Roadster was intended to be. And with 100-meter, 330-foot water resistance, this is a watch that can get wet. This is a watch that can enjoy fun in the sun. This is a watch that you can wear in the pool. It's not something that has to be babied. And with an automatic winding ETA 2892A2 caliber inside, you get that kind of set it and forget it durability. It's a thin movement, it's a fine movement, but it's also a durable movement. And I can speak from experience, having crashed a Bond Seamaster from Omega into the pavement at 20 miles an hour on a bike with this movement in it, I got up in far worse shape than the movement, which was still keeping excellent time and ticking away. So you've got that sports watch substance inside a case that gives you the versatility to go long sleeve or short this summer. This watch, the Cartier Roadster Large, 37.5 millimeters wide by 43 millimeters lug to lug in polished stainless steel, is available on our website Watch You Want for immediate delivery, and if you're looking for a cool desktop, you can even get high-res images to set it as the background on your computer. If you like these reviews, these views, these videos on a daily basis, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc.